What is up, guys? Doomwake here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. As always, before we continue, you know what I'm going to say. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the video. Today we're going to be taking a trip down memory lane. As you can see right next to, or I guess behind me, it's like behind me or above me, we're going to be praying to our Eldrazi overlords. For those of you who've been playing Modern, how long ago was it? When was Eldrazi Winter? 2015, I think. So for those of you who've been playing Modern for about 6 years, you remember the darkest times, Eldrazi Winter. Personally, one of my favorite times of Modern. I know I sound crazy and sound like a psychopath when I say that, but I had a lot of success with Eye of Ugin. I had quite a few PTQ top 8s, decent success on Magic Online, and I absolutely enjoy casting Thought-Knot Seer and Reality Smasher. I mean, I enjoy casting them on turn 2, which hopefully we'll get to do in this video a little bit, but I'll settle for turn 3, maybe turn 4. So, this is a deck list from the 5.0 dump that caught my eye. Classic Red-Green Eldrazi. And when I say classic, I mean we're obviously playing Ragavan, why aren't we? But the concept of this deck is play Eldrazi Temple, play Mana Dorks. So basically, you have two different avenues to a turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer. You have Temple into Temple, or you have Mana Dork into Temple. Ragavan also acting as another Mana Dork, because you play it on turn 1, you attack, you get the treasure, play a Temple, play a Thought-Knot Seer. So we have a bunch of Mana Dorks, Ragavan, Hierarch, a couple Birds of Paradise. The good Eldrazi's, well, we have the best Eldrazi in the format, and then Thought-Knot Seer and Reality Smasher just as an afterthought. We have some Bone Crusher Giants to double as removal spell / threat. It's a way to get more creatures into your deck because you want to just pressure your opponent as quickly as possible, but also another way to get some more interaction. There's some unique things that Bone Crusher Giant does too, like against Sanctifier Envec. If they block your Ragavan, you can, Bone Crusher to trade or something like that. That's probably not going to come up that often, but just know that is an application for Bone Crusher, and then obviously 4 Lightning Bolts, why not? And then we have 3 Obligators, which is another Eldrazi which you can cast on the cheap off of Temple, and if your opponent has a large creature in play, let's say, an Omnath or a Primeval Titan, you just take it and attack with it, and they're likely going to die to it. Seasoned Pyromancer, which is a really just an awesome card, just an overall, all-around really good Magic card. Ways to prevent flooding, ways to get some card advantage late in the game when you run out of gas, and it's just like a really good 2 or 3 for 1 sometimes if your opponent can't exile it with like Prismatic Ending or Path. So just a very good card. Ways to, way to pressure them and way to, again, prevent flooding. And then a couple copies of Fury. We only have 2 copies of Fury, 4, 8, 12, 14, 17 red cards, which is, we probably could play more copies of Fury, and that's kind of one thing that I'm interested in to see if we want to play more copies, because again, I just kind of copy-pasted the 5.0 deck list from Magic Online, because what I like to do when I see decks like this is try to try it out for myself before I make any changes, and then potentially talk about adding, maybe, like, the cards that I'm looking at adding would be another copy or 2 of Fury, the 4th Pyromancer, looking at maybe trimming down on Bone Crushers, but I want to play it as it is first, and then we'll see how it goes. Mana base, we have our 4 Temples, and then Grove of the Burning Willows and Karplusan Forest, both of which tap for colorless mana, which is important because we need colorless to cast our Eldrazi spells. We have another colorless land, which is kind of a cool utility land, Kessig Wolfrun. Only 1 Cavern of Souls, and that's a nod to all of our 1-drops not being Eldrazi's. So when we're playing against counterspell decks and we have a turn 1 Cavern of Souls, ideally you want to name Eldrazi so they can't counterspell your Thought-Knot Seer, but if you have a Birds, a Hierarch, or a Ragavan, you can't do that with Cavern. So because we're playing so many 1-drops that Cavern doesn't cast, it is a bit awkward, so I understand the 1 copy. And then we have the rest of our mana base here is kind of a split. So we obviously are playing the colorless lands. Those are kind of first and foremost the best lands we can play, because these are colorless sources that also cast all of our 1-drops in turn 1. Those are the best lands we can play. We're obviously not going to cut any Temples, because Temple's busted. So this is kind of what we're left over with. And it looks like a weird mix, right? You see 2 Foothills, one of each basic, 1 Prismatic Vista. We have a Waste to get a Vista, 2 Stomping Ground. But the way that the numbers work out, it all kind of makes sense. These are kind of traditionally what the rest of the mana base looks for in these Red-Green Eldrazi decks. Sometimes you see more copies of Foothills, sometimes you see less Stomping Grounds and more Vistas. But because we have Ragavan and Hierarch on one, it is kind of important to have the stomping access to Stomping Ground. So, and Seasoned Pyromancer double red. You don't really want to go like, basic forest into bird. Your bird dies, then you have a Pyromancer in your hand. It's kind of awkward. So, it makes a little bit of sense there, even though it may look a little strange. Sideboard, we have Alpine Moon Shattering Spree against Urza Saga. Alpine Moon also good against Tron. Veil of Summer for control and Thoughtseize decks. Destructive Revelry again in combination with the Shattering Spree, good against Urza Saga. Also just like random enchantment decks like Enchantress or Boggles or some stupid stuff like that. Chalice of the Void, mainly here for Cascade, because as you notice, we got a lot of 1-drops, so we don't really want a Chalice on 1. So this is strictly going to be a Chalice on 0 deck. Relic of Progenitus, because Living End has been all over the place recently. And then Engineered Explosives, mainly for Rhinos, but I think there's other situations like maybe you bring it against Death Shadow, because in matchups like that where you want to bring it in on EE for 1, most of your 1-drops are dying anyways. So EE for 1 is not that big of a concern. So mostly we're going to bring it in against Rhinos, but I could see some other applications as well. But with that, that is the entire 75. So without further ado, I won't make you wait anymore. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. Alrighty, YouTube, we are here for round number 1. What do we got? Eldrazi Temple and some cards we can't cast. Alright, we'll take a mulligan. Okay, 7 mana sources, but on 6, I think you kind of have to keep these hands. Let's put back the Grove, I think. Let's lead on Hierarch. I mean, I guess if we get flooded, we have the Wolf Run, so it can't be that bad, right? Right? Our opponent is a ton of butts. Alright, looks like they're a ton of blue-red cards. Alright, so they're going to bobble us upkeep. That is fine. I guess I could just get a forest. I kind of want to play 2 things here. I want to at least give myself the opportunity to play Fury next turn. I was considering getting a basic waste, but we have the Wolf Run anyways, so I think it's fine. But like if they play, a DRC or something, I want to be able to kill it with Fury next turn, so I need 5 mana. Hopefully they just go DRC Ragavan, and we just get to kill it all, but it's probably a bit too much to ask for. I don't know if they want. I don't know if they'd play around Fury. They don't necessarily know what we're playing yet, but all right. Misty Rainforest. Step 1. Steam Vents. So probably is this a Dash Ragavan? That kind of sucks. All right, no blocks. Because that's something we can't kill with Fury. And they have a bird. So I guess they can cast that. Oh, they're going to kill my bird. Okay. What do we got? And we can't cast Fury now, which kind of sucks. Basic Waste. I guess I can threaten the trade of bird for Ragavan? So let's do that, I guess. Guessing Wolf Run on my bird on defense. Never thought I'd hear that phrase. But here we are. Alright, they're choosing not to attack. So they have a Charm. Can I play around it? Probably not. Alright, jam it. Jam it, get charmed. Maybe, I don't know. Like, it's so obvious they have a counterspell here. But what's my alternative? Just do nothing and just sit here? Play Fury, also get a counter? Like, I have to play something this turn, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's bad either way, I think. I feel like I have to cast something there, but... maybe do nothing. Maybe doing nothing was better, I'm not sure. I have Thoughtscour Murktide. You know what's good against Murktide? What's the card called? Eldrazi Obligator. It's a fine card against the Murktide Regent. Alright, well, they definitely have it. 1, 2. Alright, cool. 8/8. 2 mana 8/8, by the way. Reasonable card. We drew. Opponent played a 2 mana 8/8, and we have a 5 mana 5/5. Who's favored in that battle? Be sure to let me know in the comments. I'll give you a hint, it's not us. Alright, I will take 8. I guess we got a chump blocker next turn. Assuming they have nothing. They knew about the Ragavan. So my options are I can't tap out for Fury because I need the bird to chump block the Murktide. The question is, am I attacking with Smasher? I mean, I don't think I can beat... I probably can't beat literally any card here, so I guess I might as well just attack. Don't think I can beat anything. I guess I could Fury pitch to kill the Ragavan. I don't know if that's worth it. Like, how do I beat the Murktide after the fact? I'm not really sure, because the only way that I could possibly see myself winning this game is if I had... Okay, well, we're dead anyways, never mind. I was going to say, if I had an Obligator and I drew a land, but I don't have Obligator or land in my hand, so there's just no way to do that. I think the big problem with this deck is there's not a single way to kill a Murktide Regent. I think Veil of Summer is good. I don't want the Shatters. I think Relic is good. It's one of those things that I'm not sure if I want Chalice or Explosives. I think Fury is kind of stanky, because pitching, like, in this matchup, you kind of need, at least the way that I always approach the blue-red matchup with most decks is, like, 2 for 1 of yourself against the Expressive Iteration deck is not where you want to be. So that's kind of where I'm at. Extra Mana Dork's probably not the best. And then maybe for curve consideration, just trim a Bone Crusher Giant. Although it is a 2 for 1. It's our clunkiest card, though, and I want to keep all the Obligators for Murktide. Let's do that. Alright, game number 2, Blue-Red Murktide. Waste Foothills, and... goodness. So, Stomping Ground, bolt your 1-drop, nothing on 2, no third land, no temple. I don't think this is a keep. This hand at least has turn 2 Reshaper. I think this one's a keep. Not really sure. Alright, opponent kept 7. Pass the turn. They have probably a Ragavan, because these blue-red decks always have it on turn 1. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Okay. That was actually a good draw. So we can smash her on 3 now. Not the worst. Not the worst. I guess they're just going to hold up Counterspell, but I probably should have played Temple that turn in case I drew Cavern. Yeah, I should have played Temple there. Because now if I draw Cavern, I can't go Cavern plus Smasher. I'm going to bolt my Reshaper down. I mean, Meta Reshaper is the best card in Modern, so you got to kill it, right? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not going to play around a Counterspell. I didn't come here to play around counter spells. All right, cool. They didn't have a counter spell. Got him. Got him. Got him. Got him. So I guess now they're gonna bolt the Reshaper. Cool. Let's see what we get. A land would be nice. So we can actually play the Relic post-combat. That'd be kind of cool. Battlefield. I'll take it. And we'll Relic them now, because why not? Alright, your turn. So we have Resolve the Reality Smasher. They have currently one card type. They only have instant, so they're pretty far away from heating. I doubt they'd be able to heat this turn. And then for the rest of the game, we're just going to have the Relic up. Okay, that could potentially turn on Delirium. Did not. Sorcery instant land. Oh, but you know what's kind of cool? They can actually, if they have a creature in their hand, they can actually cast Unholy Heat targeting the Smasher, utilize the discard outlet to actually put the fourth type in the graveyard prior to the Heat resolving. So the Smasher's downside is actually, yeah, which it seems like they have. No, they're bolting me. Okay, well, they found the fourth type, which means they probably have Heat. And that's bad for us. I mean, at least it's not a Murktide, but I have to main phase the Relic so they can't play Murktide. Alright, so we go to 14. We need a good draw step here. Smasher, a Thought-Knot Seer, just some big Eldrazi. It's not a big draw step. Alright, draw a card. Okay, I guess that's something. Alright, Mana Reshaper go. They have two cards. Hopefully they don't have an iteration to keep going. Alright, they got a Bobble. Bobble. Bobble me. And that's an iteration. Man, this blue-red deck just never runs out of stuff to do, huh? It's pretty crazy how efficient it is. How much card advantage it has. It's like, has all of the best cheap efficient threats. Just a pile of card advantage. Giant, unkillable for the most part creatures in Murktide region, given, you know, the context of what the removal spells people are playing is. It's just, it's so good. Alright, well, let's hope they don't have a counter spell. Fine, I guess I'll play her on Mana Leak just in case. Even though I can't imagine a world they're playing Mana Leak in. Alright, counterspell resolves. Counterspell resolves. They kept the card on top. Can't be good for me. Alright, they have one card. Keeping a card on top, I'm going to guess it's a Murktide region. Could be another iteration. Okay. Channeler plus iteration, maybe? No, counterspell, okay. So they probably had this left over. Or, no, they had the counterspell left over, and they, yeah, okay. Let's do it this way, I think. I guess if they counter it, it almost doesn't matter, but... Okay, they've been 2 cards. We'll attack for 3. They're not going to block. They go to 6. And we are on a 2-turn clock. So here's the thing, right? I didn't want to take a damage because there's a big difference between 13 and 12 when they have 2 3/3 flyers. But putting them to 6 as opposed to 5 means Bone Crusher Giant isn't lethal. But that is, so. I'm just going to cast it main phase. If they drew a counterspell, they drew a counterspell, but... Alright, they didn't draw a counterspell. Game 3, we go. So, the cards that I cut were Bone Crusher, Fury, Fury, and the 2 birds. Man, Explosives is super awkward because I have Ragavan, Hierarch, and Relic. Now, you know, Relic is maybe a different story because there's a good chance I'm activating it pretty early anyways. But man, these explosives are kind of tempting. I wonder if Thought-Knot's here is just not where I want to be. Is that crazy? Because it just lines up so poorly against Unholy Heat. What if I just cut Thought-Knots here, played 2 explosives, 2 furies? I kind of want to try it. With the intention of just like trying to play a longer game. And just hardcasting Fury. Thought-Knot's here is just so bad against Heat, but it is good against Murktide. Yeah, I don't know if I like this plan on the draw. Maybe Bonecrusher Giant's bad on the draw, because it's just like, it just never lines up against Ragavan the way you want it to. So what if we did like 4 TKS and maybe 1 Giant? Let's try this. Alright, game 3 on the draw against Blue-Red. We have, I think, a keep. So I can play Explosives on 1, and then we can either pop it or play Reshaper on 2, and then if we draw a land, we have Thought-Knots here. I think this hand's keepable, but could be wrong. Almost 100% casting Ragavan. Yep, to the surprise of no one. Give me a Bolt. Okay, that's worse than just playing Explosives, I think. Because if I play the Hierarch and then with the intention of playing Explosives pop it next turn, my Hierarch's just going to die anyways, so I think this makes more sense. Now, it's kind of awkward because they're just not going to play any more 1-drops into it, but... Alright, they can't cast that. And I'm actually kind of glad I didn't draw that, so... I'll take it. Alright, Sleight of Hand, Sleight of Hand. Do they not have a second land? No, they do. Okay. Temple, go. I am going to pop the Ragavan this turn. Maybe it's better to just play Reshaper. Might have been better to just play Reshaper there. Because, like, the theory is if I play Reshaper and they kill it, then they maybe get a Ragavan hit in, but maybe that's just kind of okay with me. Because then if I draw a land, it ends up, like, maybe I can curve out a little bit better. Yeah, because now this is super awkward. Now I'm missing land drops, and they're just going to counter this Reshaper. They didn't counter the Reshaper. That's good. Deal. Land. Take it. I will take that. Now, I guess it's bad if they have Murktide, which they probably do, right? Yeah, so they play a 6/6. No, they have a Channeler. Okay, with 5 cards. So now we can go Thought-Knot Seer Hierarch, which I think is probably my best line. And then get a basic forest off the foothills. What do they got? Oh my goodness. Jesus, that's a hand. Well, I have to take the Murktide, I think. I have to take the Murktide. But that is not a hand that I was at. Not a hand that I wanted to see. I mean, I guess the nice thing is we have green mana here. So if they draw land, I mean, they probably don't want to cast Blood Moon anyways, but... So they get to heat the Thought-Knots here. I guess if they find a land off of this, it kind of sucks, because then they also get to kill the Hierarch. Which they did. So they have Heat, Blood Moon, Bolt. Alright, no blocks. So, Explosives, pop it, and then play a Matter Reshaper. And if they Blood Moon, I don't really care because I cast the only colorless card, and then I have these 2 as follow-ups. Yeah, I like that. Let's go red. Done. I guess there's no reason to pop it main phase, right? Yeah. I guess popping it means they can't surveil. Is that worth it? It's kind of close. Like, if I'm planning on popping it in combat and not taking 3 damage, I think I should just pop it now. So let's do that. I think that makes sense. Because I don't think I want to take 3 off of it either way. And if that's the case, I think it's just better to pop it on my turn. Because if I play Mana Reshaper, they likely just end-step bolt the Reshaper, and they just get a free Surveil trigger. Alright, well, now they're going to cast Blood Moon, but again, we can just Pyromancer discard the Thought-Knots here, so it's not the end of the world. So they have Heat X. Alright, so let's lead on Pyromancer. I think I'm going to discard... Let's see. Definitely Thought-Knots here, and then either Bone Crusher or Obligator, I think. Actually, what if I just discard the Hierarch and keep all the threats? Because they have a removal spell for my Hierarch anyways. Yeah, this is fine. And now I can hold up Stomp. Maybe EOT Stomp them and just try to beat them with Bone Crushers and Obligators. Okay, I'm gonna land. No Murktide, no Murktide, no Murktide. If we can dodge Murktide for a little bit, I think we might be okay. Alright, Stomp you. Upstairs. Upstairs has been called. Land is not bad, so now we can go main phase, Obligator, target something, which doesn't matter, because we're not going to pay the mana for it. Attack for 7 and play a Bone Crusher. Yeah, we're chilling. I guess they're probably going to kill the Obligator now to not take 3 damage. They drew a Snapcaster Mage. Okay, so they kind of kill everything here. They can go heat this, block here, take 2, and then kill this EOT. Yep, heat that, trade for the Pyromancer, and then heat the Bone Crusher. So they're on empty, we're on empty. They get the first draw step, though. Should probably play my land first. Well, we're not on empty because we have the Pyromancer, but basically on empty. Yep, Bone Crusher down. Alright, so would like them to draw land. Looks like they may have. Okay, it's kind of a brick. Attack for 2, they got a 9, and we have a 3-turn clock. Okay, this is not too bad. Relic would have been sicko there. Okay, Seasoned Pyromancer, make some tokens. How about another Karplusan Forest? Attack for 4, they go to 5. Alright, 5 it is. Your turn. Still need to dodge Murktide. Maybe they're just drawing all counter spells. Well, it's lethal, so I guess I'll cast it. I mean, it's probably just going to get countered, but... Did not get countered. I'll attack you with everything. They clearly have something. They're bolting a token. Okay, sure. So they go to 2. Well, they're at 2 and I have 3 tokens, so... And this card, if they had a removal spell, they would have cast it almost certainly. Now they can't play Murktide, so that's good. I think we're good. We are good, indeed. That was a sweet match. I thought this matchup was going to be really bad, and I still think it probably is. But they kind of just, you know, ran out of gas a little bit. We had some leftover tokens with a Pyromancer and kind of just, you know, went to town a little bit. They drew some 1/1 removal spells that aren't the best against the pile of tokens. So 1-0. See you back here in just a little bit. Round number 2. Alright, YouTube, round 2. Let's go. 1-0. 1-0 with red-green Eldrazi. Well, this hand is really hope that our Ignoble Hierarch lives. I think I'm still going to keep it, because if we draw any land, we have turn 3 Thought-Knots here, even if the Hierarch dies, but obviously it's a bit risky if our Hierarch does, in fact, bite the dust. But if it doesn't, our hand is kind of the nuts. So I think I'm okay keeping it. Cross your fingers. Cross your fingers, please. Just play a discard spell. Okay, that works too. That works too. Alright, Temple. But not Seer. Okay, so what are we working with here? So I think what I want to do is plan on taking Wall this turn and Messenger next turn. And then... yeah, I think I like that. I'll take their 2-drop here. And then next turn take the Messenger. And then if their plan is to Evolution, sack this and get Grist on turn 3, they can maybe sack the Wolf to kill the Thought-Knots here, but I think I'm kind of okay with that. I think I would still rather just take their Messenger here. Yeah, let's attack first. The reason for that is, if I let them have the Messenger and smash this turn, like... what was I trying to say? So if I let them have the Messenger and play Smasher this turn, they then still have 2 evolutions. So, like, them having a 3-drop in play means they're guaranteed to get a Yawgmoth. And Smasher plus Seer is still lethal next turn anyways. So I think doing it this way is fine. So they're going to Evolution, it looks like. So they can get Grist, sack the Young Wolf to kill a Thought-Knot Seer, draw a card. Which I think they're going to do. No, okay, well, they're just dead then. Right, because we can go Smasher plus Pitch Fury. Yeah. Alright, so let's go Fury, Exile. 2/1/1. Hit OK. And then we'll play Thought-Knot, or Reality Smasher. And that is 13 damage. 13 exactly. Cool. Game 2, let's go. Playing against Yawgmoth. I don't think they have a lot of discard spells, but Veil is good against Grist, so it might be worth it. Relic also might be worth it. Explosives could be good. Chalice, Alpine Moon, Spree, Revelry, no. So we're looking at these 7 potentially. Do we have any bad cards? I think Ragavan is pretty bad against the Young Wolf Wall of Roots deck and Stranglergeist, so I think I'm going to cut Ragavan and just lean on the Hierarchs and the Birds. And I kind of think everything else is fine. Maybe I want to cut a Pyromancer, because I don't know if the games are necessarily about that. And just bring in the... maybe the Relics and the Veils? I think of how good Explosives is against them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Explosives is that good. It's good against their Mana Dorks, but it's not really good against, like, the Stranglergeist Young Wolf stuff. So, I think this makes sense to me. The sand seems kind of mopey. Yeah, I think we can do better. Okay. Removal spell, Thought-Knot Seer, Smasher. So keep this, put back the second bolt, maybe? I think I like that. I could get greedy and put back a land on the draw, which maybe is better. Yeah, maybe. Alright, I'm just gonna kill this thing. I'm losing the ability to play turn 2 Thought-Knots here. If I could go Temple into Temple, but I just have to kill the Hierarch. Can't let them have Mana Dorks. Alright, well I don't have a second land, so we'll pass. Maybe end up Bone Crushing something if they play this turn. Alright, can't Bone Crusher that. Can play a Thought-Knot Seer though, which I will do. See what they're working with. Evo, Geist, Yawgmoth. Interesting hand. Gotta plan through this a little bit. So if I take Yawgmoth, next turn... Like, the card that I'm worried about is Grist. Just trying to think of what the best line is against Grist. So if I take this, next turn they play Geist. Then I go Land, Smasher, Attack. This is going to have one counter on it, so they can't really block. I guess they could block with the Geist, take 5. I think I'm supposed to... It feels weird to take Yawgmoth, which is the one card that they can't cast. Maybe it's better to take Geist, actually. You know what? I think that actually kind of makes sense. I think I'm going to take Geist. It's kind of weird, but Yawgmoth is the one card they can't currently cast, and these are effectively just more Yawgmoths anyways. So I kind of think I want to bottleneck them on creatures that come back. I think that's the best way to bottleneck them. So now I can just kill the wall, which I think is pretty good. So let's go red, 3 damage to the wall. And then we'll stomp the wall. Okay, well, they're off it. I just wanted to keep them off of double green for evolution. Yeah, I don't know, they mulligan, got mana screwed. Kind of an unfortunate series of events, but anyways, that was round number 2. I'll see you back here in just a little bit. Round number 3. Alright, everybody, we're back here for round number 3. This is kind of a weird hand. So we're on the draw. No 1-drop. However, we do have turn 2, 3/1 haste, turn 3 Thought-Knot Seer. Or we could even go Bone Crusher into Thought-Knot Seer. I think this hand's good, even though there's no 1-drop, because we also have the upside of just going Temple into Temple. Alright, playing against blue-red again. Damn it. Bolt, please? Okay. Alright. I mean, it's not a bolt, but it's probably the next best thing, so I'm down. I'll take 2. See what they hit. They hit a bolt. Okay. Iteration, yeah. Iteration, land, bolt, maybe. Maybe they'll play a Channeler and we'll draw Fury. That'd be nice. No, just upstairs. Okay. So they're on 6 cards. A little late to the party with that Hierarch, but maybe this is a little bit greedy to play the Thought-Knots here, because I could just kill Ragavan, but... Alright, Charm, Iteration, Jace, Bolt, Thought Scour. I think I just have to take the Iteration. And if they attack, I'm just going to take the trade of Ragavan Bolt for a Thought-Knot Seer plus a card. I'll just accept the 2 for 2. Thought Scour, okay. Notably, only have 3 types. So they can't heat me, because they have Sorcery Instant Land. Okay, another Thought Scour. So they still have Charm, Jace, Bolt. Yeah. I think I'm still going to block. Especially because I'm forcing them to cast a bolt, and then I'm following up with another Thought-Knot Seer. So I think it's good. So they have Charm, Jace, and some unknown cards. Interesting. Alright, let's play Thought-Knot Seer. See what's up. Charm, Jace, Thought Scour, Heat. So we kind of have to take the Heat. And I don't think I'm going to play the Ragavan into the Charm. I think I will let them take my Hierarch, though. See what they do. Leading on Thought Scour. Hopefully they don't find a Murktide Regent. Alright, Charm, Jace, 1 unknown. Doomwake wins, huh? Okay. Interesting. I don't know if the game was necessarily over there, but... Alright, what did we do against Blue-Red last time? Just Veils and Relics? Or no, didn't we do... We were going to do some weird stuff and cut Thought Knots here, right? I think we decided that we ended up wanting to cut Birds and Bone Crushers on the draw, and Furies, right? I think that's where we were at, and I think we kept one Bone Crusher in. Yeah, I think that's where we were at. I like that. I like that plan. Alright, game 2. Waste and 6 spells. Well, I don't think I can keep this one. For obvious reasons. Okay, this is a bit better. It also has the opening hand Cavern, which is pretty dope. What land am I putting back? I think I'm putting back Foothills. I just have to keep Blood Moon in mind. Let's put back Foothills. Because Vista can get basic waste. That's kind of why I think I want to keep it over the Foothills. Interesting. So they have Bolt. I'm just going to play Relic. I don't want to get my Ragavan bolted. Alright, Reliquia. Reliquia. Because I can just play the waiting game for a little bit. I can just keep the Relic in play, keep them off of Murktide for a while, and then just not play into their counterspells. I could also dash Ragavan through the Cavern if I wanted to, but I think I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep passing. Maybe playing Explosives there is fine. Maybe. Could see that. Okay. Untap. So the awkward part about playing a Matter Reshaper here... I mean, I kind of want to get basic waste anyway, so that's whatever. And I kind of want to name Eldrazi. What if they just charm and steal my Relic? I guess that's okay. Yeah, I guess it's fine. I do want to get waste here. Alright, uncounterable. Uncounterable Matter Reshaper. How do you beat it? How do you beat it? Okay. Well, I guess we don't have to worry about them stealing my Relic. And you can go. Not the worst spot, especially if you find a land here. Preferably a temple, but I will accept any land. Alright, Channeler Island Blood Moon, maybe? Seems like Channeler Island Blood Moon to me. No, so now they're going to take the Relic. Okay, sure. Understandable, but now I actually get a good Explosives turn, right? Or I could Thought Knot Seer. Interesting. Interesting. So they're on 5 cards? Nah, I think I just want to Explosives. So let's go... I think I'll give them a life, actually. So let's go Explosives for 1. Pop it. And then cast Ragavan. I'm casting Ragavan because I want to attack. And if they have their own dash Ragavan, I want to be able to block. But maybe that means I'm supposed to just leave back Reshaper, because now they could just go removal spell plus dash. And I'm main phasing the Explosives. 2 reasons. 1, I don't want to give them Surveil triggers, and 2, I don't want them to draw a card off the Relic. So. But I guess if they draw a card off the Relic, then they can't cast Murktide. So maybe that was okay. Alright, land would be nice. Just Slam Smasher. Not a land, but I guess I'll attack first. So they go to 13. This Thought Knots here is most likely getting heated, but It is what it is. Nope, just gonna draw 2. Alright, what you got? Murktide, counterspell, counterspell, huh? Well, I know what I'm taking. Counterspell, not looking great against the 1 cavern, huh? Well, you know, you put 1 cavern into your deck to draw it. Oh, the Thoughtseize bug? Yeah, the classic Thoughtseize bug. Classic Thoughtseize bug. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Now they can counter the bolt. So I guess I will take one of their counter spells, because I got nothing else to do. Take the nicer one. Alright, well, I mean, they don't have much going on, and they obviously can't attack, so I don't know, it's not that bad. Honestly, if I draw land, I'm probably just gonna shove. I'm probably just gonna shove with everything and let them eat a Thought-Knot Seer, because they, well, yeah, it's just lethal, right? 5, 9, 12. So if they block a Smasher, they get a 1. They're choosing not to fetch with the Bauble, which is definitely worth noting. Yeah, I'm just jamming. Like, I don't really know if it's gonna get better for me, you know? That's kind of where I'm at. I don't know if this is getting any better. So, let's do it. Alright. Pass priority, go to damage. Alright, cool, they're at 1. Now they can't fetch. Not that they really wanted to fetch anyways, but... What's this? Iteration. Okay, that's probably the card they kept, which makes sense. Definitely makes sense to keep that card. And they're on Sorcery, Artifact, Land, which is not quite there for heat. And remember, we have a Lethal Bolt in our hand, so they also have to do all of this while holding up Counterspell, which I don't think they can do. I don't think so. Alright, Heat the Matter Reshaper. Battlefield. Sure. This is Murktide. Well, now they can't counterspell, so. Boltja upstairs. Bam. 3-0. Cool. Beat Blue-Red Murktide twice, which is an accomplishment with it in and of itself. Yeah, I don't know. That, obviously the 1 Cavern of Souls. You know, again, you can't play too many copies of this because of the year 1 drops and how they're situated, but man, when Cavern is good, it's really good. 3-0. See you back here in just a little bit. Round number 4. Alright, YouTube. I don't know. Welcome to round number 4, by the way. I don't know how I feel about this hand. Let me know in the comments. Would you keep this hand given the deck list? I'll post the deck list in the link in the description below. Let me know if you would keep this hand. I think I'm leaning towards keep because we have interaction into interaction, and as long as we draw any 3rd land, we could play Pyromancer on 3. I think this hand is like just barely there because it's like it's, you know, respectable against Ragavan if they're doing that kind of stuff. And we could also just get very lucky and draw a Temple. So now, question becomes, do we want to play Temple on 1, high roll for 2nd Temple on Thought-Knot Seer, or red source on 1 to hold up Bolt? I think it's like pretty unlikely I draw back-to-back Temples. So I think I'm just going to hold up Bolt here. But I certainly could get punished for this line. Breeding Pool. Okay. Breeding Pool. So is this Teamer Footfalls? Looks like it. Okay. I feel like this matchup is probably not great for us. Alright, that's a thing. It's a card that is in my deck that I am allowed to draw. It's not the best, but it is a card. What do they got? Petty Theft. Okay. Back to Whence You Came. This is going to be Shardless Rhinos or Outburst Rhinos. Okay, that plays. So now what I can do is go Thought-Knot Seer. They're going to Outburst in response. And then I can maybe Fury to kill a Rhino? I don't know if that's a good exchange, but we'll see what they have in their hand. It's definitely not a good exchange. Bone Crusher, Force, Fury, Prismari Command. That's a lot. It's a lot. I think I have to take Fury. What's my plan? I guess my plan is take Fury, trade for the other Rhino. Well, Fury, Pitch Bolt, kill a Rhino, trade for the other Rhino, and then hope the Thought-Knots hear their next follow-up. I think that's my plan. And I'm going to actually keep the Pyromancer, because Pyromancer by itself does technically trade for a Rhino. Because if I discard 2 spells, I get 4 power to trade for one of the Rhinos. But man, this seems like an uphill battle. Like, I'm playing 4 mana 4/4s, and they're playing 3 mana for 2 4/4s. It's like, that is not a recipe for a winning, you know. It's just not a winning line. I could also just try and race this thing. You know what? That's actually probably better, right? Just take it. Why am I blocking? Yeah. Yeah, why am I blocking? I mean, I guess they could just play a 4/3, and then they can offer the trade. So they're holding up Command and Force, huh? Okay, that was actually a really good draw. So now I'm going to attack first. Yeah, that was actually an insane draw. Because now I can go Thought-Knots here and then kill their other Rhino. That was actually perfect. We might be doing this. I mean, they have a 3/1, but we have Bone Crusher to cover that, because now I can just pitch the Pyromancer and then stomp the Borrower. They're likely going to, I guess, maybe they'll stomp me in response. And then I'll just take the command. They probably should stomp me, right? Huh. So, I guess their plan is to Prismari Command, try and find some gas that way. The problem is, okay, what if I take Prismari Command and don't play Fury this turn? Maybe let them attack if they want to. Because they're going to EOT stomp me, probably untap and play a 4/3 to trade for a Thought-Knots here. And then I can just go Fury, kill the Bone Crusher, 8, you put you to 5. Yeah, I think I like that. So take Command, just don't play the Fury. Yeah, I like that. I guess they can also cast this instead of stomping me. But imagine this scenario. They go Bone Crusher, attack for 7. I say, okay, go to 8. They untap, play Bone Crusher. Or, excuse me, Borrower, attack for 7. I go to 8, play this. Next turn, I can just go Fury, pitch, kill these 2, attack for 8, play Pyromancer. Because I can pitch Bone Crusher and then play Pyromancer. So that's pretty good. Yeah, I like this. This is good for us. I mean, this is also horrible if they draw a Cascade spell, but I think I'm not beating that anyways. So I don't think I can play around that. Alright, cool. I can beat that. So they have Force, and a card we don't know about. Alright, so let's go Fury, pitch, Bone Crusher. Kill these 2. 3/1. Attack for 8. They go to 5. We do have to give them a life with the Pyromancer, which kind of sucks, but they go to 6. Next turn they block Seer, and I still have 8 power, so I think it's okay. We are blanking the Force of Negation pretty nicely. And we drew a Bolt, too. Alright, alright. Did not think I was going to be in this position, let me tell you. Did not think I would be in this position. Yeah, I thought I was stone cold dead that game. Alright, cool. Explosives Chalice. Relic bad, Revelry bad. Veil is interesting. So Veil's good against Force, but I'm pretty sure they're boarding out Force anyways. Although, maybe they have to keep in Force postboard for Explosives Chalice. I still don't think they're going to keep in Force. Because our deck is... I mean, they don't know the composition of our deck, but they can probably assume that we have a lot of creatures. So I gotta cut 4 cards. I think I'm just cutting Bolt. Bolt seems like the lowest impact card. Like Ragavan on the play, or Ragavan early can get in a couple hits and maybe steal some good stuff that way. I think I want to keep all the mana acceleration because I need to be aggressive in this matchup. Bone Crusher trades for half of a Rhino. Maybe Bone Crusher is worse than Bolt, but I don't know. It's close. Obligator can like mess with combat math and steal a Rhino. Pyromancer trades for a Rhino. Reshaper can like team up and double block with something. Thought-Knot Smasher, never cutting those. Fury, as you saw that game, pretty good. So I think I'm just gonna roll with this. Okay. I got a Chalice and a Bird, although my Bird's probably dying. On the draw, I think I'm willing to keep this. It is a tad risky because we have to Cavern on Bird, which is not exactly what you want to Cavern on in the grand scheme of things, but it's not like their deck has counter spells for creatures anyways, so it's probably not going to matter too much. Alright, opponent's on 6. Scalding Tarn. Suspend Rhinos? Yeah. Alright, Cavern, Bird. It's a bird, it's a bird. No reason to play Chalice on turn 1. You can wait 1 turn. Like, there's a chance that they make a decision. Like, the Chalice informs their decision, and there's just no reason to play. You can just wait until, the 2nd turn. Because they can't Rhinos you on turn 2. There's no Spirit Guide, thankfully. I was going to say Temple would be a good draw, but now I obviously have the Chalice. Alright, so they're on 3 cards. They got a Footfalls on 2 counters. So you do have to worry a little bit about EOT bounce Borrower the turn before this is going to go off. So that is something to consider for sure. Alright, we got a Reshaper. Your turn. Yeah, so like, for example, this turn, if they have Borrower, they can end step bounce the Chalice, untap, resolve the Footfalls. It's actually going to be horrible if they have Borrower plus Cascade Spell, because then they can go end step bounce this, untap, resolve this, Cascade Spell, cast 2 Rhinos, and then I don't think I can win if they do that. So let's just kind of hope they don't have that. With my hand, I can maybe beat 1 copy of Footfalls. I doubt I can beat 2, though. So let's hope they don't have Answer plus Cascade Spell, because that would be bad. Alright, what you got? Looks like they do have maybe Prismari Command. Yeah, this smells like Prismari Command. So probably going to kill the Reshaper or kill the Chalice. Maybe we'll spike another Chalice. God, that would be so sick. Spiking the 2nd Chalice off of the Reshaper trigger. How good would that be? For that reason, maybe they shouldn't kill the Reshaper, but if they don't, then I can double block the Rhinos next turn, so give me a Chalice. That's not what I wanted. Alright, well, please no Cascade Spell. I kind of feel like they do have one, which is not good. It's not good. It's definitely not good. Yeah, they definitely have one. Well, that sucks. Let's just get Stomping Ground. Alright, I would like to draw an Explosives. It's not an Explosives. So I think it's just Hardcast Fury time. Yeah, it's just Hardcast Fury time. I gotta try and get full value out of these Furies. So, kill a Rhino, pass. Then we can trade for another Rhino. But I assume more Rhinos are coming. which they are. Okay. Footfalls resolves. Question is, how many more rhinos? How many more rhinos? Let's see if they have a Fury here. Fury to kill my Fury would be kind of awkward. I'm just going to double block one, so I take no damage off of it. They can only kill one of these two, so... I guess the double block is kind of bad against Bounce Fury? But if they're bouncing Fury, I think that's fine, right? Okay. I guess double block is bad against that too. Sure. So I take no damage. Take 10. I mean, I need to draw Chalice either way, or Explosives either way, right? Like, I'm not getting out of this without Explosives. Alright, Battlefield. I'm at 9. I can kill a Rhino, block a Rhino, but that's exactly lethal. Yeah. So if I Hardcast Fury, kill one of these, block one, I take 1 trample plus 8 is 9. So... I guess I will cast Thought Knots here for information, and then I will scoop. Just want to see if they got any fancy stuff that they boarded in. That's kind of what I wanted to see if they had, okay. They also kept in Force of Negation. Interesting. Alright, game number 3. Think I like the way I sideboarded. Yeah, let's go. Like, I could bring in Veil of Summer for Force of Negation, but the thing is, I just don't have that many, like, valuable targets. I mean, I guess I have Explosives and Chalice, but I don't know, it just seems so... I guess Veil's also good against Borrower and Prismari Command. Yeah, okay, alright, I'm down. I'm actually kind of down with it, the more I think about it. It is good against Veil, it's good against Borrower and Prismari Command. Like, all of their ways to stop Explosives and Chalice are pretty much all blue, right? Borrower, Prismari Command, and Force. So, maybe Veil is actually just the nuts. I think I'm gonna keep this hand. Has none of my sideboard cards, though. This hand is so tough. Do I just have to mulligan to sideboard cards? The problem with mulliganing to sideboard cards is I think their deck is actually really good at beating the sideboard cards. Like, I've played a lot of this Rhino deck, and there are just some games you just don't care about the Chalice. So it's like mulling a good hand like this just to find a sideboard card that may or may not do anything is just... I hate it. I'm not going to do it. This hand's fine. And this hand is good, but... Yikes. Oh, that's not good. Sometimes they have their one cavern. I guess we both have our one cavern, huh? I guess we both have our one cavern. Yeah, this sucks, because now this is going to die, and then I can't. I just have no colored mana. Okay, well... guess that's good for me. They have ice. They're going to ice instead of fire. Why would they wait till upkeep? What if I had Veil? What? That makes no sense. Yeah, they shouldn't have waited till upkeep, but... not going to get punished. This sucks. I think I have to play this. Yeah, this is a bit of series of unfortunate events. But maybe I should have mulliganed this hand. Not sure. Alright, Steam Vents, Shardless Agent. Just cast it. Okay, what do we got? Grove of the Burn Willows. So let's go land. I'm just going to dump my hand. I'm not going to attack this turn. Alright, you can go. Put a bunch of stuff into play that doesn't match up well against 2/4/4s, which they definitely have. Yeah. Alright, you got 2/4/4s. So we take 8. Next turn, Obligator, steal 1, 4, 7, 10, 12. Maybe that gets us there? I don't know. Probably not. Especially if they just have another Cascade spell. Yeah, I don't think I can block this turn. So I won't. Can I afford to play around another Cascade spell? No, I can't imagine a world where I ever win if I play around another Cascade spell. So I'm not going to. I think I will just accept defeat if they have another Cascade spell. I will accept defeat. It's hard to beat the outburst, or excuse me, the caverns into turn 1 petty theft, turn 2 outburst, turn 3 outburst. Oh, okay. 2 damage loot. Well, okay. I guess that's not a Cascade spell, so I won't concede, even though I still think I can't win. So they go to 9. Okay. They get their Rhino back and put me to 4. Maybe. Maybe. If I draw like a Fury or something. I guess Explosive still maybe gets me out of it too. Alright, no blocks. 4 life. 3, 6. So they have 8 damage. 2. Okay, so I can attack for 5. Basically, I just needed them to have Stone Cold Nothing, even though they have... Yeah, because I can go chump here, chump, double chump here, double block here, take 2, go to 2. Okay, yeah. So my plan is hope they have Stone Cold Nothing. Even though they didn't play a land last turn, so they have 4 spells. So we're dead. Just show me any magic card, and I will pack it in. I do think this matchup is kind of bad, so not that upset to lose to it, but I just think that fundamentally their cards just line up so well against ours in terms of like the threats versus answers and all this stuff. So birds block there, double block there, double block there, and you win. All right, cool. 3-1. I'll see you back here in just a little bit. Round number 5. Alrighty, YouTube, it has come to this, round number 5. We're currently 3-1, as you can see on the screen, and I think this hand is pretty good, so let's roll with it. Let's see if we can get an above-average record, or the expected record for everything. So, give them a life or take a damage. It's always kind of close. I think I'm actually going to take a damage. I think the last time I did this, I ended up giving them a life, but they deal you damage in chunks of like 10 or 11, so I don't think chip shots really matter that much. Like a damage here or there in the grand scheme of things. Alright, I declare no blocks. So now my turn is likely just going to be kill their giver and play a hierarch. And by kill their giver, I mean stomp. Because I do want to get this hierarch into play in case I draw a land for Smasher. So, let's go. Damage or life again. I think I might split the difference now. It's kind of weird, you know? Like, I'm not really sure It's really tough, because it's like, it's one of those things that you have to decide on turn 1, and it's not going to matter until turns, 5 or 6. So it's like, there's really no way for you to know on this turn whether or not it's better to take a damage or gain a life. And you just kind of have to, like, the only thing is that you can really rely on is, like, previous experience in the matchup. But it's, it's tough. Alright, give me a temple. Temple so I can hold up bolt would be so good here. Temple. Or just not a land. I could go Bone Crusher attack for 2. Could go Pyromancer. I don't really want to discard any of these cards, because I kind of want to keep the Fury and the Bolt. I kind of feel like what I want to do is just go Bone Crusher, pass. Just not attack and leave up Bolt. And then because I want to end up bolting the construct before they get out of bolt range. Because otherwise my bolt's not going to do much. So I'm just going to play Bone Crusher and pass. And then planning on bolting a token, and then probably Fury pitch Pyromancer on the other token and the Memnite next turn. And then we'll see where we're at. Alright, so they're going to make another token. I will kill their construct. So they make a 2/2. I guess we might not be able to kill the construct and the Memnite, depending on what they do this turn. Because they can probably just get a drum here. Yeah, which makes their thing a 3/3. Nope, they got a Shadow Spear. Okay. Sentinel. No other artifact, please? Okay, that's good. Now we can kill the Sentinel and the construct. And we drew a land, so we don't have to pitch a card, which is really good for us. Alright, so cast Fury, go 1/3. 3/1. Because this will become a 3/3 after the Sentinel dies. Attack for 6, hold up Fury. I like where we're at. I wouldn't mind drawing one more piece of interaction so I don't get cheesed by the Nexus, but I think for the most part we are doing pretty well here. Alright, there's a Saga. I mean, I guess we could just be dead, but I have to imagine if they had Sigarda's Aid, they probably would have cast it last turn. Okay, yeah, this is beatable. This I can definitely beat. Alright, so I go to 2 poison, they go to 17. Play a Smasher and Shove. Yeah, that should lock it up. That should just about lock it up. No blocks, so 5, 9, 15. Oh, whoops. Oh, I F6'd, but I didn't mean to F6. I thought they were. I assumed they were blocking. I didn't. This wasn't intention to be a slow roll. I just assumed they were going to chump block the Fury. Anyways, game 2. All right, we got explosives, revelry, and all this stuff. And what did we cut last time? Ragavan and Matter Reshaper, which makes sense to me. Let's go. Game 2. Nice clean sideboard for this matchup. I do enjoy that. I do enjoy when you have a nice clean, 8 for 8. Like the cards that are obviously bad versus the cards that are obviously good. It just makes it look smoother, Alright, so removal spell into a 3/1 on turn 2, and a bunch of kind of garbage leftovers. I think this hand's bad. I think I'm gonna ship it. Yeah, I like this hand a lot more. I am going to consider putting back the second mana creature or the obligator. I think I'll put back the second mana creature, although it's close. Not sure which one's better. The Obligator is nice if they go for like an early hammer. Okay. Let's do the damage thing again. I'll probably just end up splitting the difference again. I guess this time I have a basic mountain, so I have 2 red sources here, so I probably won't have to tap one of these again for colored mana, but... Alright, Paladin we can kill. That's fine. An Alpine Moon. It's a question of, do we want to give them the information we have the moon? I mean, it also just kind of makes sense for curve considerations, because I don't want the moon as the last card in hand when I'm playing Pyromancer. So I think this makes sense. So we'll name Saga, then we'll pass, hold up, Stomp. And if they go to play an equipment, we can just stop the Paladin in response. Again, no reason to main phase kill the Paladin. You can wait until they play an equipment. Or just wait until they go to combat. This will end up killing it now anyways. Alright, stomp the Paladin. Taking damage. 17, excuse me. And this is going to be a Lurrus turn, I would assume. Yeah. Okay, Lurrus is acceptable. How about another Alpine Moon? It's not exactly what I'm looking for. Kind of down to just play Pyromancer and discard the 2 spells and just look for a bolt. Yeah, I'm kind of with it. Let's go here, leave up the forest. Just don't really think I need the other moon. Okay. Those are magic cards. I mean, they're probably not going to cast the Lurrus this turn, but the really nice thing about Fury is the turn that they do go for Lurrus... Oh no. They have a bolt? Or, excuse me, did they draw a hammer? No. No hammer, it looks like. Okay. Interesting. So they have a Lurrus. Okay, so they must have thought this was a they must have thought this was a Sigarda's Aid. The funny thing is we're probably still gonna lose this game. Classic. How about another card I can't cast? Yeah, this is not good. Alright, your turn. Yeah, I mean, you know. Could have taken 10 that turn. Didn't take 10 that turn. Doesn't matter at all. Yeah, we're dead. They're just going to get a they're just going to get a Shadow Spear. I can't win this game. Alrighty, game 3. Let's go. Alright, game 3. All the marbles. Last game, last round. All of the marbles are on the line. We have Thought-Knot Seer, Explosives, no Temple, 5 lands. I don't think that's good enough. How about 1 land, Bolt, uncastables? Also, somehow don't think that's good enough. Okay, we can work with this. I'm going to put back definitely a land. Definitely this land. And probably the Obligator. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Alright, birds go. Birds go. Sigarda's Aid. Yep. Alright, let's go. I guess I'll just fetch for a forest. End up taking damage anyways, so I'll go forest, hierarch, attack for 1, hold up bolt. Pass the turn. It's kind of awkward if they just go creature, hold up mana. We can't really cast the Fury, even if we draw land, because they can just respawn and cast Hammer. So, they just don't have a creature? Okay, I can live with that. That's an interesting draw. I mean, if they had a creature, they would have played it, right? I think. Hammer, Hammer, Plating, Paladin. I gotta take Paladin. Just hope they break on a creature, I guess. But if they draw a creature, it's pretty bad for me. Pretty bad for me. There's a Saga. Steel Shaper's Gift. Okay, so their hand is Hammer, Hammer, Plating, Shadow Spear. I'd like to draw an Alpine Moon. Did not draw an Alpine Moon. So we attack for 5. I think we can actually afford to play the Fury here. No, because then they just... This is tough. So we have to decide if we want to, like... maybe bank on them drawing... God, this is tough. So here's the thing, right? If I do nothing and they draw a land, they just get to go hold up Saga, make a token, and then hammer it. I think I actually do have to cast the Fury here. I think I need to just get them dead. I can't afford to give them time. I mean, obviously it's like super awkward if they just draw a land, you know, land or a creature, but I don't know how many... I don't know what choices I have. It's really bad for me either way. I mean, I guess best case scenario is they draw a 2-mana creature. It's just bad for me either way, no matter what I do. Okay, or they just don't draw land. So this is 10 damage. Okay. Well, I'll attack. We'll attack for 10. So they go to 4. Play Grove, pass. And they EOT, make a token. Which... I think I have to kill now? Because if I don't kill it now, they just get to go Hammer, Hammer, plus Shadow Spear. Yeah, I think I have to kill it now. Which sucks, but... I don't think I can afford to wait. But now they just get to go... float mana, get an Ornithopter or a Memnite, and then put a Hammer and a Shadow Spear on it. So I have to draw a Shattering Spree or a Revelry to be able to kill the creature they get, because Bolt's not going to do it. Actually, Bolt would do it, because I can attack with the bird, get a point of damage in here, put them to 3, if they get like a Memnite or something. Maybe was there a winning line here? 5. Okay, well they're doing this, which I don't know if that's good or bad for me. Interesting they wouldn't just get a 0-mana creature and then just load up on it. Maybe they just want 2 blockers? Okay. So they drew a land, right? Yeah, okay. I guess that makes more sense. But they're choosing not to do anything now, which is really interesting. Alpine Moon, not gonna cut it. Oh, man. So what can I have done differently this game? I'm dead. I'm just trying to think what I could have done differently. So I went this on 1. This on 2. This on 3. Took the Paladin, which made sense. Because if I take the second hammer, like, they can just hammer me anyways. These were their 3 cards. So taking one of the hammers doesn't make sense, because then they just go Paladin Hammer. And then, I mean, I guess I could have not cast the Fury, but if I didn't cast the Fury that turn... Like, I'm still, even if I don't cast the Fury that turn, I'm still in a horrible spot, because even if I have a Fury in my hand this turn, they're also at 6 more life, which puts them at 10, and if I cast Fury and target 2 on each of these, they still just hammer something and then untap and play Shadow Spear, so, like, I still end up losing. I guess maybe I could have not cast the Bolt, but not casting Bolt is bad because they have 2 hammers, right? So if I don't cast Bolt, they just get to go Hammer, I Bolt, they Hammer, they Shadow Spear, and then they gain, 25 or whatever. Just feels like a game that I should have won, but I don't think there was anything I could have done differently. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. I guess I just have to, like, hope that they play around something and give me a draw step. I don't know. I don't have any outs. Really tragic. Really tragic. Drew the wrong sideboard card. I needed an Explosives or a Shattering Spree, not an Alpine Moon or a Revelry. Yeah, I don't even, like, what would they even possibly play around here? Nothing, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna concede. All right, we're dead. Man, tragic way to close out the league there. I don't really know what to say. I mean, the deck felt pretty good. I think Fury is in a good spot, but I'm not sure if your red card count is good enough. Honestly, Matter Shaper felt like the weakest card in the deck. So maybe that could go for more Obligator, Pyromancer, and Fury. That kind of stuff. Gives you more red cards for Fury if you add Fury and Pyromancer. But, I don't know. Everything else felt pretty good. Seems like a fine deck. We finished with an average record, so, it is what it is. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you made it all the way to the end, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.